Well, that brings us to the amazing Queen of Mimi.
Yeah.
The movie, the little movie that has touched so many people. And just the human spirit of this 90-year-old woman who has so much spirit in her that she's touched so many people. And we know a lot of movie stars have stepped up to help her and put the spotlight on her. And it's a human interest story. It's really, there's a lot of Mimis out there, you know. And tell us about you getting involved, you know, in singing this amazing song, Celebrate Life, and, you know, how you got involved, what you thought when you saw the movie, and the evolution of this great song.
Well, the crazy thing is, I can't believe we're sitting here. It's another one of those blessings that just comes across your path, and you show up, you say yes, open your heart and life to, let's just do this now. I met Ralph Stevens is the collaborator. He came to me. I had met him at an open house, or I met his wife, who was a realtor. This is crazy.
Yeah.
I was looking at a house, and it was next door to him, and it was near my son's school. So the house needed a ton of work. It was 3 acres, like, you know, in my dream. There was a couple of houses on a lot, and a studio, and all this. And so it ended up not working out. But Ralph called me like 6 months later and said, "Hey, would you like to collaborate on a song and for this film?" He had talked to me about it before, collaborating. You're like, "Yeah, sure, here's my number, maybe someday, whatever," and then you never see each other again or talk to each other. Well, he called, and he said, "There's this great little documentary about this sweet lady in Santa Monica, and it's a great story, and there's, you know, I'd love for you to help me with this song." I said, "Okay." So he sent me the song, and we, you know, worked on the lyrics some. He had the piano and the structure and all that stuff. So I helped out a little bit with some structural things and lyrics, and just, it was so fast. We went through it. It was done, and I said, "Well, I've got studio time next week. I'm supposed to be doing something else, but let me bump it, and we'll go in and at least get the guitar, vocal, piano to see if they like the song." They came with a video camera while we were doing that. Then the next thing I know, it's in the film. You know, the director loves it. And here we are.
Yeah, you watch the music video and you see great scenes from the movie.
Yes, and so once I mean, we had done the song before. I had seen the film. We did the song first. And then we saw, I think, a trailer that they'd sent us, you know, and then seeing the whole film. I mean, it's just so moving. And for me, the connection is anytime I see someone that's down on their luck on the street, or, you know, young, old, whatever, I always think, gosh, they either could be a mother, a parent, or they had parents. Like, what's their story? And I think about that all the time. And to have this amazing opportunity to be included in a film that connects with my processing, you know, just in life for these people. And Mimi in particular, it's such a beautiful example of how we can, you know, just connect with someone that has a life, that had a life and a family, you know, and things can turn on a dime for anybody.
Yeah.
And then you end up years later, through that process, still being okay through the love of a lot of people. And to me, that's our life story anyway. No matter if we're in a mansion somewhere, you know, no matter what the situation is, you've got to be connected. Keep your optimism going. Stay hopeful. You know, no matter what the situation. The thing I was the most moved about, I have to say, in the movie is when she talked about she never ate out of trash cans, and she never begged for money or anything like that. You know, she always would take money if someone offered, but she figured it out. And she kept her standards high,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And it just was so inspiring. I haven't met her yet, but I'm going.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I mean, it's just, like you say, everyone is one step away from a bad situation, and, you know, we're all on this planet together, and some of us have the opportunity to do something small that can mean something big to someone else. And,
Right.
you know, we all need to remain humble, no matter how big the crowds get and the spotlight is shining. There's, you know, there's people out there that need a hand. And just like Farm Aid and doing work for the veterans and,
right.
you know, the homeless and all that, the underprivileged is right up there.
And because somebody's maybe, you know, needing a hand, it doesn't mean that they lower their standards. And I just love that, because keep the integrity high, you know, even if you're living in a laundromat for a period of time,
Yeah.
the integrity was still high for her. And she took that very seriously, you know, a work ethic. And she just had integrity about it. And
Yeah.
I love that so much. So I want to go to Fox Laundry in Santa Monica and walk in there and hug her.
Mm-hmm.
And say, I got to be a part of this. Thank you.
Yeah, what an amazing song. Now, when the first time you heard the song back with those visuals from the film that Ralph's put together, what was your feeling at the end of it?
I was so moved to have that spot for our song, to have the minute the film is ending, like, to show all the good. And like I'm saying, just that's where it was. You can get end titles, and you can, you know, I've had songs in films before, but it was like the pinnacle point of the story, and then showing the good out of all that, and then there was the music. It just, you could pinch me for being a part of the good outcome, like that the song is what is escorting us out of the film into
It's what
a happy
everyone
ending.
leaves at the theater.
Yes.
Their last sounds.
Just such a happy ending, and I am so honored to be a part of it.
Well, we appreciate your work. It's amazing that that great song was made without you seeing the film. It's kind of special that you saw it afterwards, as opposed to, you know, kind of writing it for that, because again, the song really has a universal appeal. It's the Mimi in all of us, and everyone out there that, you know, their happiness is their wealth. They don't need the big house and the big car and that. They might just be happy doing what they're doing, and we can all learn something from that.
Well, I was in a transitional point in my life when Ralph came into my life and invited me to be a part of this, and that's what spoke the most, was what the song is saying, you know, the lyrics. And celebrate life, it's your story, you know, you do what you got to do and you make it through, and it's celebrating the process, you know. And it just made me take pause and think about that in my own life. So when it got to visual with Mimi and that connection, it was waterworks.
Yeah.
It was. And I thank Ralph and I thank Peter, everybody involved for including me, really. Thank you.
Well, you're the important ingredient they were looking for, and it's amazing when collaborations, you know, spur such great results. So thanks for being a part of it.
You bet.
Now, in closing, all that you've been through, all that you've seen in life and in this business, what advice do you have to the singer, the songwriter, the garage band, the creative person coming up in a different world than we all came up in? But what can you impart to them to make their opportunities as great as they can be?
I think being the most unique, awesome version of yourself, whether that's a band or individually, you know, God made us all so unique, and you're put here for a purpose, and if you follow that diligently in the most unique way, honest, authentic, all of that, and be good to people, care, you know, really care about what you're doing, it's just going to shine, it's going to come through.
Great stuff. Thanks so much, Deana.
Thank you.